All right. Thank you, Ben Dynamco Europe. All right, are you ready for coffee, girl? Are you ready for coffee? How can you top Raven? And not just Raven, but Raven looking like that? You can't! I'm sorry, this is gonna be broken up and this is going to be its own video for this character. I'm still talking about Raven, I'm sorry. But... I see what they mean by her entire personality is my coffee. Yeah. I kinda like her personality though. She's like Christy if Christy was cool. she like walks at you and taunts you. Oh, this is so sick. She moves around like Majima. I love this. What the hell? Wait, this character's cool. What the fuck? She's dancing all over you. She's dancing on your grave. Wait, she's so cool. How is she so cool? Why is she cool? This is like Josie if Josie was cool and had a personality. She's even got the knee thing. And I love Josie. I play Josie. Of course there was going to be a rivalry here. I told you there was going to be. The cat and the dog, the tea and the coffee. It's like, it's the easiest thing. This is so sick. You know, she kind of reminds me of a Virtua Fighter character, right? And the trailers are also different. The trailers don't have the same sort of formula as the other ones. Oh, this is a retrain of the Tekken 5 stage, the really annoying one with the gold sounds, but the really good song that you never hear. Oh, this is so sick. She has an advertisement? How did they make a character who said the word coffee 5 times in the span of 10 seconds cool? She looks so sick. All right, trailer number 2, Coffee Girl, let's go through this again. Man, these llamas need some work. Okay, now that it's been pointed out to me that sounds like she's reading off of a script and I'm listening to it. I don't even speak Spanish like Loki does and I can hear it. I hear it now. It doesn't sound right. Okay, yeah, I can hear it now. What the hell is it? This music change wasn't in the Evil trailer, was it? Okay, so there's so much that is going on here and it's impossible to break this down. Because I have absolutely no idea what's going on here because it's a new character. So she does a thing. She does a move, she hits you, she walks at you, she claps her hands and stares at you. Paul tries to grab her and then she dodges. I wonder... what I'm wondering is if this is going to have any sort of nuance to it, or it's just going to be like Leroy's hermit stance where she's in a stance and it avoids these things, or like June's hypnosis stance where she's in a stance and she avoids throws or whatever. What the hell was this? So she starts in a stance, so she's sitting there staring at you, which it seems like to me is a stance. She then does something where she moves forward, and then in that stance, a high gets thrown out, she ducks under it, steps, gets to your back, and then throws. Does a side throw. So this was another thing. So here she's avoiding a mid. How the hell is this even going to work? So she does that. She goes into back turn. She is in back turn, avoids the mid. Jesus Christ, YouTube. Okay, so then she dodges backwards here. So this is her neutral stance. So yeah, here, I don't know if she's like sidestepping or she's doing like a Steve built-in sidestep or what, but it has some sort of attack animation, or if it's a punch parry. Okay, there's so much going on here. So that gets blocked. So she's not just constantly avoiding mids and highs. Okay, so that's a stance. That's a stance. And then she punches you. So the back turn stance, I'm assuming, avoids mids. The little kiss stance that she does avoids something. And then the one where she goes like this avoids throws. So like, she has a stance to avoid each type of move, I guess. But it also doesn't seem like, this is so confusing. Because it doesn't seem like she gets much of a reward out of it. But she can go stance to stance. She can do like Siegfried stance. And then this move has an attack throw on counter hit. Okay, sure. Wait, was this a tier move? Wait, that's a tier move! That's Tia's jumping K! Aqua! Aqua! We got a tier move in Soul Calibur! And it's not just on Steve! And Law, for some reason. Look, it's Tia's jumping K! Except it doesn't actually hit the opponent. There's no actual hit on it, but that's Tia's jumping K. Yeah, see, here we go again. So she does this to avoid a low, just like in Soul Calibur, right? She's in back turn. Does the high, because while she's in back turn like that, she'll evade the mids, but she has a move out of back turn that high crushes. So this isn't actively avoiding the high, the stance itself just high crushes. And then she goes in the back turn, but she has something that allows her to sidestep in the back turn, so that avoids the mid. And then she hits your ass because it whiffs. This just looks like TAS shit, and I don't believe for a second this is how the character's actually going to play. If this is how the character's actually going to play, she's going to look so good to watch, but she's probably going to be so annoying to play against. This has to be TAS shit just to make her seem cool, right? There's no way that this is actually how she plays. Because look how many reads happen in the span of 5 seconds if this is not TAS. Right, so there's one, avoiding the low, which is already like, okay, dude. Unless this has some sort of weird hit property or something, if she's not avoiding something, that's already, like, this is something that is common in Soul Calibur. It's part of the game in Soul Calibur where you use jumping moves to avoid lows. And it already happens very rarely. So, I don't see how that would work unless there's something else that's in the move, but okay. Then she goes into back turn, so that's one read. She's in back turn, avoids the high because she has a read on the high, assuming again that this doesn't do anything else, that's 2. Continues avoiding the high, knowing that he's going to go for the second hit, that's like 2.5. Sidesteps Huarong doing the heat engager, that's 3. And knowing that Huarong is going to do the damn heat engager anyway after he whiffs and not just dick jabbing him, that's like 2 in a row there. And then punishes. Yeah, there's no way. This is tool assisted. There's no way. You know what I think? It's all the same thing, but it has different innovations depending on what you avoid. Well, no, because I mean, she went into, well, you know, that actually might be it. But then that would mean the back turn stance is actively avoiding both mids and highs, which would just make no sense. That would mean that you can't hit her out of back turn. Like, I see what you're getting at. But then that would mean that the only way you can hit her out of back turn is lows, and that would just be so shit. Okay, so she does this, and then this seems like she does the second attack but cancels it, kind of like Josie. She does that, but then she can't, now she's in a stance. And then she does that thing which avoided the grab before, so that I guess just avoids highs in general. God damn it. And then that puts her into at the opponent's side. Like, I mean, it's just like an 8-way run, right? It's basically putting her in the same position. And now she's doing the same stance again, but it looks slightly different because her hands are down instead of up, right? And then she automatically low crushes. What the fuck? What is even going on? What is even going on? It's like she goes into one stance and then she just avoids everything. So you can't hit her. She's just free to do whatever the hell she wants, and if you touch her, then you get hit. This doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I swear to God, this is like an RPS thing where you have to do an armor move or something. Because if you do an armor move, then when she avoids and attacks you, because the attack has like an auto attack in it, you armor through and then hit her. That's going to be so stupid. Oh boy. Okay, 3-hit string, sure. Not 3-hit string, who cares? Yeah, and then she has an attack out of the parry, and then that's her heat smash, which looks like Josie. Yeah, I see what Loki means by it sounds like she's reading off of a script. It does sound weird now. So I'm just going to hope that this trailer is a lot of tool-assisted stuff, and it's choreographed. I guess that's a bad word for it. It's choreographed so that it makes the character look more interesting in all of the stances and stuff, because if these stances aren't hard reads, if she's not doing hard reads to do all this stuff, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's just an automatic high and mid parry or whatever, I'm going to lose my mind. So yeah, so she did 2 here. So this is the one that, so, okay. So there's the avoidance on the mid that we saw before. So that's the one that avoided the highs. That walk also evades highs and makes a sidestep. So it's like she has multiple stances, but they all avoid the same shit? What the hell? This makes no sense. Oh, and then she just has a faster version of Kunimitsu's set stance. And then she avoided the low here. So she does, oh my gosh, she's actually Naruto running, Jesus Christ. Okay, so she does this. Automatic evasion, so she was in the stance after doing the set stance here. Evasion on the low, does a follow-up that does the tailspin, breaks the floor. Goes into the Tekken 5 stage. Yeah, see, this all looks like automatic bullshit, right? Look. Okay, so she's back turn. Oh my god, that was like the tears jumped in K. So she's back turn. We've seen her in back turn now avoid highs, mids, and lows. I mean, that might have been a move in back turn, let's be honest. It might not have been automatic. But then she's in the new stance in front turn. She's like dancing on you. And then she does the high comes out, and then she does like Eliza's sidestep, which is in destruction stance, and knocks your ass in the air. This looks so obnoxious. Okay, so on a second viewing of her, I've lost my interest. I'm sorry to all the ones that like her. I've lost my interest. I don't hate her, but I've lost my interest. Because the reason I liked her before was 2 reasons. One, the personality, and now that's been pointed out to me that she sounds like she's reading off of the script and has a weird accent, even though I don't speak Spanish. Since that's been pointed out to me from someone who does speak Spanish as a first language, I hear it now, and she sounds like Josie now. The other thing too is I thought because of all the weird ass parries and stuff that was going on, I mean parries, the evasion stuff that was going on, that she was going to be a defensive character, and all of that was like active defense and they were reads and stuff, but instead it just all seems automatic. So it seems to me that, like Sin said, she's like a basic lay with these weird evasive stances that have this automatic evasion to it that you don't really have to think of, and just means that you go in the stance and you can't block maybe, but it's not as risky because she has these automatic this automatic evasion built into it. I don't know. I mean, it is when she's in heat. The thing is that there's a sound when she evades something, so that could mean it's a move, and it could mean that it's scripted. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because having everything be scripted like this looks great for spectators, but to me, the problem is that I have no idea how this character is actually going to play, because I'm of 2 minds of it. If all of the evasion stuff that's going on with all of her moves is automatic, then she's lame. It's just annoying to fight against. I don't think it will be interesting to play. She seems very much like a flashy beginner character that's just there to do stuff that looks cool, but is very frustrating to fight against because you can't touch her because she has this dumb built-in evasion that makes absolutely no sense and forces you to just guess constantly, and isn't very fun to play because she's just basic, and all of these stances and stuff are just for show and they don't really do anything, and it's, yeah, just very basic character. But then on the other hand, this could all be stuff that you have to do manually, and it's not automatic, and that would make her a lot more interesting. It would make the reads a lot more rewarding and interesting, but considering how much that's tied to heat, because when she's in stance, all of her evasion consumes heat and then gives her the launches and stuff, I highly doubt that it's going to be manual, because it would require you using heat. It would require you to make a bunch of hard reads, essentially do geese parries constantly, and that doesn't really make any sense. So what I'm going to do, we are going to say that Slim Bob is going to be this character because they both have red. I'm gonna throw in an eh. I'm gonna throw her an eh for now. And you know, when the game's out and we see more of her, my opinion could very much change, and she could easily be here. But based on what I've seen and what I can infer from playing the game and just what makes sense logically, is that she's supposed to be a flashy beginner character. And I don't think that's going to be very interesting. Despite how she may look like a more advanced, interesting character, I feel like she's going to be a very basic beginner character. And that would make sense, her being the first new character revealed. So I'm going to throw her an F for now. I'm not too interested. Like, you do it, but the animation after is random. Or the animation is just based on what move you avoid, right? And, you know, that could be it. I mean, I only don't like her because the trailer, it feels like, tricked you. It at least tricked me. I feel like that was the intention. The intention was to try tricking you in the trailer into making you think that she was something that she wasn't in multiple ways, which I really don't appreciate. But we'll see.